Hey everybody, it is late at night and I am Norman. Tonight I want to talk about my own experiences with various materials used to make watch bands. I want to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of each material. So let us begin. I know that most of you have a pile of watch bands sitting in a box somewhere. I know I'm not the only one. And while you've likely heard of most of these materials, if maybe there's one or two that you haven't heard of, or perhaps you just haven't considered them yet, I'm hoping this video will be helpful for you, because I'm going to go over the attributes of each material, as well as what it means for your watch when you're wearing it on it. The first material I want to discuss tonight is leather, and being a lover of dress watches, most of my watches are on leather straps, because they make your watch look so classy and so dressy. But there are all kinds of leather straps out there. You could go with a distressed one to make your watch look tough and rugged. There are military style or aviation style. Pretty much whatever you want is out there. And while leather is really tough and it lasts for years and years, it is the least rugged material that I'm discussing tonight, and you really don't want to get it wet. There are all kinds of leathers out there. However, for this video, I want to stick to just a few that I've personally experienced. The first of these is genuine leather, or just generic leather watch straps. Most of these are really inexpensive, $10, $14. In fact, the Timex Marlin ships on a genuine leather watch strap, embossed to look like lizard. But you can get more expensive ones, $40, $50, $60, or luxury up into the hundreds. I can't vouch for the longevity of the really inexpensive genuine leather watch straps, simply because I haven't owned them long enough, but they do seem to be doing okay. I also own a couple that claim to be water resistant. However, I have not put these to the test, and I'm guessing that you don't even want to get these wet. That's probably going to be gross. The next leather is alligator leather, and I actually own one of these because the Longines Dolce Vita shipped on a watch strap that, according to the stamp on the underside, is actually alligator leather. Usually what you encounter is genuine leather watch straps embossed to look like alligator. And if you hold one of those up to the actual alligator strap, the alligator is clearly superior. But on its own, I feel like the embossed one looks fairly convincing. I know that there are some of you out there who hate the embossed straps, but it doesn't bother me that much. It looks okay. The last leather I would like to discuss is shell cordovan, and I love shell cordovan. All of my leather watch straps are slowly being replaced by shell cordovan ones. This leather has no pores in it, so it's smooth and absolutely amazing looking. And if you look, you can find some that are very reasonably priced. I find that Rios 1931 sells shell cordovan straps at great prices. You can buy one for under $100. So if you're looking for a really nice, dressy leather watch strap, I would suggest going with shell cordovan all the way. The next material I would like to discuss is cordura, or canvas. I bought a few of these back when I was first transitioning toward dressier watches. It was yet another attempt to find a watch strap that was both dressy and water resistant. The texture on them has a really cool aesthetic. However, the holes started to fray just a little bit, but since it's all kind of glued together, that never really spread much, but these do tend to attract fuzz and lint. The next material I would like to discuss is nylon, and you'll typically find this material used in NATO and Zulu straps. For a while, NATOs were all I wore, back in the all-diver days. And one thing that bothers me about nylon is how it expands when it gets wet, sometimes an entire adjustment hole's difference. So if you're swimming or doing water sports, my suggestion would be to get the strap wet first, adjust it tighter, and then get into the water. Currently, I only have one watch that has a NATO on it, and that is the CWC. And of course, I always convert my NATOs into Zulus by cutting that extra strap off the back, because I like my watches to sit as low profile as possible on the wrist. And currently, I'm actually hunting for a NATO or Zulu strap that has really nice brushed hardware, so I could put that on the CWC. There's also a variant of nylon called Perlon, and Perlon straps have a really cool texture to them because they're more loosely woven than normal nylon straps. Also, there aren't any holes punched into them. You can get a really good fit with a Perlon strap because you simply poke the tang through the weave wherever you need it. But this is my one issue with them. You can't simply strap them on, put the tang through the hole that you usually do. Each time you have to kind of make a new hole, so it takes a little bit longer than it would with a regular NATO strap. But I love the hardware that I've seen on the Perlon straps that I've encountered in person. The next material I want to discuss is rubber. And I've owned a few different rubber straps. In fact, the Marathon G-SAR shipped on a great rubber strap. I currently own the Hirsch Urbane, which is far and away the best rubber strap I have ever encountered. It actually looks kind of dressy. And the one major issue with rubber straps, sweating, doesn't seem to be much of an issue for this one. However, my problem with rubber straps is they're often thick and clunky, so they aren't really appropriate for more diminutive watches like the Smiths. However, I recently found a nice, inexpensive, really thin, tapered strap that claimed to be rubber. It kind of feels like a really nice swatch strap, and it's perfect for the Smiths. And it was $8. The last material I would like to discuss is metal. Back when I had an Armida dive watch, I used to wear that on a black shark mesh band, and I really liked the way it had the aesthetic of a strap, but the toughness and water resistance of a metal band. But I owned two of those, and both of them, the clasps were just kind of garbage. So if you're gonna get a shark mesh band, my suggestion is pay the extra money and get a really decent one. Milanese is also nice. This is a much tighter woven metal mesh to where it's almost smooth. And those are so great because it's really easy to adjust the size to exactly what you need. You just move the clasp up and down to where you need it and you lock it into place. Now, I haven't worn a watch on a bracelet since way back when I sold my all-black Fossil watch. However, the problem with bracelets is getting the size dialed in. Sometimes can be really tough depending on the bracelet. But once you get the size dialed in, they are so tough you can take those anywhere, and they have such great aesthetics. there you have my thoughts on various materials that are used in making watch bands and watch straps. Thanks for watching.